I have been working on grading those organic exams, and I know some people are going to need a second attempt. And so I first want to talk about some strategies for identifying the functional groups that I've been thinking about recently. Hopefully you have already found this printout on Canvas, and I do recommend that you either print it out or copy it down. And one thing that you could do, since I do allow open notes on exams, is to organize this in a way that works for you, either by recopying it or by cutting out the pieces and pasting them or taping them onto a piece of paper in a different way. So one thing you might want to do is like put all four of these together and say, these have only a carbon and a hydrogen. Or you could put all of these together and say they have oxygen in them. You could group these together and say they have a C double bond O. So maybe if you have them laid out in your notes the way that you usually think about them, then that would be helpful. Another thing that you could do, especially if you're finding that you're really slow working on these, is that you could do some color coding. So if you have different colored pencils or highlighters, then you could start marking certain patterns that you're looking for. I do recommend that you look for what elements are involved. So I'll mark a couple of unique elements on there. You could also mark other features like double bonds. So especially if you do this while you're taking the exam as well, you can look for these patterns and say, okay, it has an oxygen, so that's going to narrow it down to something, over here or this one down there. And then if you look and see it has a double bond, well, that's going to rule out these two because they don't have that yellow highlighting that I used for the double bond. And then you can keep going like that and look for those unique features.